What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry. Last time we encountered Griffon for the first time, and Nello Angelo made his return. Today, we will be heading through 3 more missions, starting here with Mission 12, the Ghost Ship. Since I have no more red orbs to spend after picking up Meteor Level 2, exit the shop and get things going with Mission 12. Go to the deck and head to the captain's cabin. This is going to mark the start of a couple of underwater sequences. Yeah, the underwater controls are pretty poor, to be honest. The controls are inverted and they're in first person. But they're extremely short and they're few and far between, so it's no big deal. Unlike the really shitty platforming bits, these sections aren't great, but they're at least painless. Before we dive under, though, there are a few marionettes in the way. I think I'm just going to skip most of them, but I want to point this out, juggling enemies. I've been doing a lot of it, haven't really mentioned it, but there's a pretty cool story behind that mechanic. The ability to juggle enemies in the air, I hope those marionettes don't follow me to the fountain, the ability to juggle enemies in the air is one of these cool little instances that I bring up from time to time, where a game mechanic was born from a really cool glitch. When Onimusha was in development, there was a bug that let you juggle enemies, and it got fixed before the game came out. Kamiya apparently saw Onimusha in its pre-release state and saw the bug and thought it was so cool that he just made it an actual system in Devil May Cry. And that's great because the combo potential and the ability to just style on enemies would really be a lot more limited without juggling. Kamiya is super awesome. I'd love to just hang out with that dude. His ridiculous private arcade. Play Space Harrier all day with him. Seems like he would be a really cool guy. Like, the 80s and 90s, the arcade games from that era really influenced so much of his work that you can't talk about him or any of his games without them. Devil May Cry is no exception to that. Like, one time, a while back, he said that, I remember he said that games aren't made in vacuums, they're built on top of each other. This game led to this one, that led to that. And the genesis of the style system was actually Kamiya going, I wanted a mechanic that reflected when you would play old arcade games, and you would find your own way of playing and constantly try to show off in front of people in style. And like, every Platinum game, or every game by a Platinum alum, you can see that mentality, that philosophy in action. Games, systems built on top of systems, evolution. Over here, there's a hidden red orb cache. And if you do a stinger jump off there to get the blue orb on the mast, or whatever this is, the pointy bit of wood. Nah. Anyway, forgot to point this out. We picked up a new weapon. It's only for the underwater sections. It's the needle gun. It's a little rapid fire, harpoon gun, kinda. That's about it, though. We won't be seeing it shown too much, unfortunately. Only used underwater. Death sights, I have learned to deal with reasonably well, I think. We'll see if I can put that into action. I found a few things out, and I guess it should have been obvious, but you know how you do more damage when you come down with a Helmbreaker on Phantom after you do a double jump? Well, the same thing applies here. Doing an air hike and then doing the Helmbreaker does a lot more damage. I think before I was trying to use Killer Bee with Ifrit to finish the death sides. And you wait on the ground, bait their attack out. If you get launched into the air, do an air hike when he follows you up, and he'll be like right there for the Helmbreaker. He'll be right in there in position. And we have our second Griffon encounter already. We only just had our first optional one back in the courtyard, back near the Coliseum. And this one is way different from the first fight. We'd see right off the bat this Phoenix following us around. It does two... Whoop, on. It swoops back and forth, and it can either hit you or it can launch you into the air. You can shoot at it to kill it. If you do not shoot Griffon while the Phoenix is alive, it goes down really, really quick. Otherwise, it takes a lot of bullets to go down. When the electricity starts to surge between you and the Phoenix, that's generally when he's making his approach. Air raid, take care of it. I landed up on it. Top here, near the crow's nest. I can't get him to land. It's gonna take forever if I can't get him on the ground. Nope. Yeah, like the first Griffon fight, though, the major similarity is that this is primarily gonna be a ranged battle. You're not gonna get too many opportunities to whack away at him with your sword or with Ifrit. There, like that. The Phoenix goes down right away if you don't shoot Griffon before you kill it off, or before you attack it. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. This is why I want him on the ground. Meteor level 2 versus a grounded Griffon in this fight deals insane amounts of damage. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna take a few hits here. And Devil Trigger's full up. Yeah, those hits that I took were mostly intentional while I taunted to get my Devil Trigger back. And that's Griffon round 2. Not too bad. I had a much better Griffon fight the first time I recorded this. I got him to land right away and finished it a lot quicker. I guess I should probably mention this before I forget. The latest update for my capture card software caused me some issues. I've since rolled it back, but it overwrote 2 recording files. I tried everything to search for them and recover them, but it's like they never existed at all. Undelete and recover can't find them, and they're not anywhere on the hard drive, so I don't know what's going on with that. So these 3 missions in this episode, along with 1 mission later on, probably going to be in the next episode, they are re-recordings. For now, it's not too bad, because these are all clumped together, but I wanted to put this disclaimer out because I'm going to try to splice the footage I still have with the footage I have to re-record, so old and new together, including the live commentary for both of those, so it might sound a little bit weird next episode when it transitions from the old footage to the new, and the old commentary to the new commentary. So if it sounds weird, that's why. Capture malfunctions. Bane of my existence. This is our first opportunity to actually use the needle gun, and we're gonna have to fight some underwater blades, because below deck is sealed off, and the way out of the ship is sealed off. So while you're locked onto an enemy, instead of moving forward or back or having complete camera control, you will instead strafe to the left and right, or you will kind of do a little side swim, and you can evade that way. Mostly, though, when you're underwater, you're not really in any major danger. Again, why some of these sections are pretty painless. Before I head out of the ship, though, I want to head below deck because there's a blue orb in here now. I skipped going down here before the ship was filled with water, because I don't think the blue orb is there if you do this section too early. And we'll kill these blades just to get a couple of red orbs, just so I can get an S rank in this mission. Would appreciate the extra orbs from the ranking bonus. Oh, exit's above me. And then we head out here to get out of the ship. There's one more room, one more screen transition we have to make. Was what, 1 red orb? Weird that was just floating there. And that's the end of the mission. It's kind of nothing. But it does give me a nice S ranking for a really, really quick, easy mission, which means 1,500 extra orbs. Which, hell, I'll take. And before going straight into mission 14, there's a little interlude. Oh, and if I even pointed this out before, you can click R3 to switch between Ifrit and Alistair on the fly, instead of having to go into the menu to switch them around. I wish you could do the same thing with the guns. In some circumstances, it's better to switch manually between your devil arms, mostly because it's faster. There's a slight startup switching with R3. Air hiking here, or shotgun hiking rather, is something I meant to describe earlier. I haven't really had many opportunities to do it. I probably have had more than I'm letting on. I think I'll maybe, oh, never mind. Yeah. It's really fun. It's really silly looking, but it's a lot of fun. And it's really not that hard to do, but I had some issues getting enemies to cooperate earlier. Basically, all you do is you launch them with high time, and then you jump up and you alternate between pressing the fire button and hitting the jump button. And the way the mechanical details of it, if you're doing it right, you'll shoot, air hike, shoot, enemy step, and you'll just keep repeating that pattern while hitting those two buttons. The enemy step resets your air hike, so you can keep on repeating that over and over and over so long as the enemy stays alive. And then the simple actual input of it is just launch them, jump up, shoot, jump, shoot, jump. Really simple. Cool little trick though. And it comes in handy in a lot of instances because it can keep enemies suspended in the air. I like that the lever is the skeleton's arm. Let's see if I can get through this maze of spikes without taking damage. There's always an opening. Sometimes it can be quicker to jump over because you don't have... Yeah, you have more momentum in the air because the floor isn't moving underneath you. Or rather, you're not. Yeah, you know what I mean. Oh, that was close. That was a jump I probably didn't need to make. We're good. And we're out of here. You can come back here later on when it's dusk. I forgot to read some flavor text from one of the statues. They tell you to come back here at dusk, which is basically going to be in a mission or two from now. And there's a secret mission back there. I can't remember what it is. There's also holy water, I want to say, behind the waterfall. There's a bunch of red orbs if you jump up above where the elevator was, and you keep making a couple jumps, but those red orbs aren't going to be terribly necessary. At least not so much to, they're not worth going out of my way for. I'm kind of happy I got shadows here, because even though I'm feeling more comfortable fighting death sides now, I still would rather not. Plus, it's a lot easier to get stylish rankings, which means more red orbs against blades. Plus, I like fighting blades a lot more anyway. Oh, forgot to wait for him to pop red orbs. I will go out of my way for those, though. Those are just right there. And there are a couple of more red orbs up here. Plus, a green. I guess I took a hit because that didn't give me any red orbs. Across the bridge, there's a red orb fountain. So, tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. There are actually two delayed combos. There's the one that leads to the million stabs, which is just attack, attack, long delay, attack, and then if you mash the attack button while the million stabs is going on, it extends the length of that attack. And then there's also a shorter variation of that, which leads to the 2 consecutive strikes. And the rhythm is a lot more like tap, 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 than tap, tap, tap. It's the best way I can think to describe it. Yeah. Multiple levels of delay. It's kind of a weird thing. And then we have another red orb door out here, which I want to say this one's only 100. Yeah. And that's pretty much the end of the mission. That's 3 missions down in something like, I'm going to say 16 minutes. And we will get a move on with the next 3 next time. So that's going to do it for mission 14. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.